morning, everybody. My name is Karla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly CrossStitch and crochet, but also occasionally other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday, March 30th. It's FlossTube number 277. Delilah sighting right there. I don't know if you guys can see her. Delilah! She's right under there. Right there. There's a tail. I want to say welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like what you see. You want to hit like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And if this is not your first time, if you are one of my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming back and spending this time with me. I enjoy it so much, doing my videos and, you know, following up during the week on commentary and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for coming by. So this past week, still busy at work. It doesn't look like it's gonna really let up. And the effect that has basically on my craft world is just that it is pretty like mentally exhausting. And so that kind of cuts into my crafting time and energy really to sit down and work. So I did a lot of like crochet this week. Sometimes the crochet is easier on my brain. Like I don't have to think as much as I do with the stitching. You know, there's not always a rhyme or reason to it. It's just kind of what I feel like doing. If I feel like doing anything, if I spend more time sitting out in the living room with Lorraine and I don't end up coming in and working, you know, it's a day-to-day thing. So bear with me. I don't know, this may be the new normal and I just will have less projects to show you each weekend, but I am making an effort to do stuff almost every day. But I've also found like this past week as far as stitching, I've kind of been focused on fewer projects. So I haven't gotten as many, you know, I don't have as many things to show you, although I do have progress on a few things. Whatever, it is what it is. So bear with me and we'll still get it all done. Forgive my like wonky bun here in my hair. I really need to wash my hair. So, you know, to counteract that, I decided to stick it all on top of my head and it's not very secure. It's wiggling around. So if all of a sudden I have a bun over on the side of my head, just bear with me. Okay, so we are coming into a new month. It's the 30th. Tomorrow's the last day of March. I tend to, because I do switch over like my projects I do projects kind of by theme every month. And so I have a lot of whips in the 50 range. So I switch over every month and pull like the 10 or so that I'm focused on out and put them kind of right here on my desk in a basket, and the rest are all put away. And I usually switch that over the weekend that's closest to the change of month, whether it's the beginning of it or the end of it or whatever. So, and then in my head, it's like a new stitching month with new projects. So I did that yesterday. I put away all my fancy ladies that I didn't work on. I feel bad. I feel guilty to them. Like they have hurt feelings, but it is what it is again. So I switched those all out yesterday, also because it is the beginning of the month. I gave Delilah flea medicine for the first time, so she's got that oily stuff on her back. And I switched out her collar for the new month, since I got a pack of multiple different colors of sparkly collars. I figured I might as well use them and switch them out every month, so she has a different color. And I decided to do purple this month in honor of my mom's birthday, because purple was her favorite color. And April 18th is my mom's birthday. So when she comes over here, if she comes over here, you'll be able to see her in her new color, which is purple. And she looks very beautiful in purple, as well as she did in green and red, which are the last two. Okay, so I really don't have a lot of like preamble to tell you guys. I mean, it's just I've been working and coming home and trying to relax a little bit and do a little bit of crafting, and you know, that's it. That's the week. So let's get into it. I have 2 crochet things to show you and 2 stitching things to show you. The most exciting, I guess, crochet thing is that I finished my triangle blanket. So I do have a finish to show you today. And it's a blanket, so I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to show that. I'm going to try and like back up, I guess, and then hold it up. So here is my triangle blanket. I'm just going to kind of rotate it around so it's kind of like a big, you know, umbrella shape or whatever. So yeah, so I finished the last triangle, stitched them together. I did a border. I did the border actually a little bit more border than what was called for. It just said to do like 2 rows of like slip stitches, and I decided to go ahead and do the half double crochet because that's what the rest of the blanket is, and I thought it would make a nice border. Also, the original pattern was all using one color, so I have this color tying everything together, so I thought that would be nice to have a little bit of a wider border. But anyway, it is done. It feels really nice. I've been sleeping with it on my bed, just sort of as like a topper, for the last couple days since I finished it, and I do like it. So it's not a huge blanket, but it's big enough that it will cover me for like a nap or just in a little extra. It's kind of a heavy blanket. It's a heavy yarn, so it's got a nice weight to it. And I like it, and it's washable, of course. So this was actually a pattern by Lion Brown Yarn. It was a pattern that was meant for the homespun, which is, I had all these skeins of homespun, so I was looking for something specifically to use it. And this is on the Lion Brand website. It was actually pretty easy to do. It was all half double crochets. And it was like a 4-row repeat pattern. Okay, so after I finished that, I immediately...
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
I was
Check your
talking to you.
Wi-Fi network connection by going to settings.
Okay, I don't even know what thing it was trying to connect here. Okay, sorry. All my little electronics. Oh, so when I finished the blanket, I wanted to start something new, because, you know, even though I have like 4 other projects started that I could probably like dive into, nothing was calling to me, so I wanted something new. And of course, right when I'm thinking this way, Susan Kennedy from Pretty Peaceful, which is one of my go-to crocheting channels that I watch, came out with a new video of a new project that she created, and I really liked it. And it uses mandala yarn, which I really like, so I decided to go ahead and do that one. So this is called the Canyon Moon Rising blanket, and what it is, it's created with 2 different colors of Lion Brown mandala. So one of the colors makes like the circles or the moons, as she calls them, and one makes the in-between bits, which is the stars. And it's funny because it's like she showed her 2 skeins, and like it doesn't look like they go together, but somehow it works. And let me see if it says which one color she used. She used Andorian as the main color and Chimera as the contrast color. And as I said, like when you look at those 2 colors, it doesn't look like they would go together, but somehow it works really well. So I kind of figured like I would go with my gut and pick colors that I like. I have a lot of mandala yarn, but I ended up buying some more for this project because of course. And I decided, because her blanket, I'm making mine just a little bit bigger. Hers is like four things of the pattern. Anyway, to make it wider, you just add 38 stitches each time. So I decided to make it one pattern wider, and then just make it as long as I have yarn for. So her blanket took 3 cakes of the main color and 2 cakes of the other color, non-main color. I don't know what you call it. So I figured if I got a little bit more than that, it would be enough. So I ended up getting actually 2 bonus bundles of my main color. So that's like 4 cakes. And then I think I got 3 of the other color, but I already had one. So those are coming later, but I had one, so I started with that. So my main color is Talos. And again, this is a bonus bundle, so it's double. Which the reason, you know, the difference between using this instead of using 2 of the smaller ones is your stripes are gonna, you know, be bigger, be wider, which I thought would work for this pattern. So I have 2 of these for my main color, and then for my alternate color, I'm using Ghidorah, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Ghidorah, which is this with the green and the turquoise and the purple. And I thought, I don't know, I just thought that they would go together. I know it's weird, but I think it's gonna work. And I started, so I don't have very much yet, but let's try not to get it all tangled. Hello, miss. Here's the pretty girl in her purple collar. Okay, so, and I guess you do the color work, she calls it a tapestry method, so you're actually keeping the other strand. The strand that you're not using is actually just carried through the stitches. So if you look closely, you can see like a gray strand through the purple, but I don't mind it. And I don't know, so far it's been kind of fun. And I'm enjoying it. I think I'm gonna work on this today. Now she did say if you didn't like, you know, how much you could see the strand, you could use a smaller yarn, a smaller hook. And I did go down 1 hook size from what was called for on the yarn, because she said just use the hook size that was called for. And this calls for a 5mm, and I think I'm using a 4.5. No, I guess I am using a 5. I don't know. Anyway, I'm using this one. But, you know, I think I like doing this tapestry method. I think it's kind of interesting and fun. And I'm just really excited to see the pattern grow and see what it looks like. So I think it's going to be pretty. So that is what I started. So this is the Canyon Moon Rising blanket. She also has a Canyon Moon pattern. Let me see if I can pull it up quickly. But this is, yeah. This is her original Canyon Moon blanket. So that the colors didn't change and they were sort of outlined with the white. This one, the Canyon Moon Rising, is more of like a tapestry. And these are free patterns. Well, at least the Canyon Moon Rising is free on Ravelry. and she does a complete tutorial on her channel. Come on. So that's what I'm doing. But as I've said before to you guys, I told you, I really like her style of designing, because really the actual stitches that she uses are always super basic. Like this blanket, the entire blanket is done with double crochet. That's all it is. Although I did learn, I watched her tutorial and I learned how to do a double crochet foundation row instead of doing chain stitches, because I hate, especially like on a blanket, I hate doing a ton of chain stitches, and then that first row trying to like crochet into the chain stitches is really hard. But she had a foundation, a double crochet foundation row little tutorial, so I followed that and I was able to figure that out, and I did that. She also has a tutorial for a chainless double crochet, like for the first stitch, and I couldn't get it. I tried like 3 or 4 times. I forgot it. I'll just do the chain 3 turn. It makes the edge a little bit less straight. It's fine. I'm willing to deal with that and not have the frustration of trying to learn that stitch. Especially since it's like with the foundation, the double crochet foundation chain, or the double crochet foundation row. Basically what you're doing is you're doing your double crochet and your chain in one stitch. But because you're doing, like I did 190 stitches, right, to get the width for the blanket, you're doing it over and over and over again. So my first couple ones might have been a little bit wonky, but you get used to it. But learning that other stitch that's just going to be on the ends, yeah, I couldn't get it. You have to twist the yarn in a weird way, and it just wasn't working for me. So I decided, you know what, I learned the one stitch for this, I will do this, and then I can move on to learning something else next time. But anyway, so I am so far enjoying this blanket. It looks like it's going to go fairly quickly, and yeah, so that's my new crochet project for right now. Okay, on to the stitching. As I said, I worked on 2 projects this week. The Little Mermaid, not surprising at all, because as I said last week, I was obsessed with this. I continue to be obsessed with it, and I'm really enjoying working on it. So this is a Lina Ova pattern. I don't know, I guess these are meant to be monochromatic. I mean, everybody that I've seen stitching them is stitching the monochromatic. And I got a gift of a really pretty silk called Evil Queen, a Bestitch Me silk from my friend Dawn at the holidays, and wanted something to use it. Found this pattern, liked it, realized I wasn't actually going to have enough of the Evil Queen, even though it's a huge hank, it still wasn't going to be enough. So I added in a bunch of other silks, and I'm going to town. So I'm only doing half. I'm only doing the mermaid half, and then, but I'm like, you know, pulling the border over. And then I found, and then the silks I'm using, oh, we'll just pull out of my hair, a hairpin. Okay. The silks I'm using, so this is the Evil Queen. Oops. Look how pretty that is. Yeah, totally my colors. And then I pulled some others that I think went with it and looked oceany or whatever. This one is a Water Lilies. I really like this one. This one is Water Lilies Appalachia. This is Water Lilies Wisteria. I feel like I need a little bit more light. Well, I think I'm up as high as it's gonna go. It's a little bit overcast today, so I probably could have opened the second window because we're still in the morning, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, let me see if I open this window a little bit more. Okay, is that better? Light-wise, I don't know. Okay, this one is Water Lily's Iris. This is Water Lily's Aubergine. Aubergine is eggplant, by the way, in case you guys are not aware. That is the British word for eggplant. This is a random green. I don't have a label for it. This is a Verissois 3722, which is sort of a really pretty goldy green color. And then I have some Splendor. Number S1034. So I think that it makes a really pretty palette, and the silks are just, I'm enjoying working with them so much. I do have to keep them out of the claws of this little one. Look, Delilah, look. Oh, no. She hears Sammy walking around. Okay, so anyway, I pulled my flosses, and then I found this fabric in my stash. This is a Dying for CrossStitch fabric. It's a Monaco. It seemed like it went perfectly. It is just called multicolor, but it just looks like that under the sea, oceany thing I was looking for. When I hold it up here, the lighter splotches seem to like pop out, and they don't when you're looking at it in person. I know that's a thing, you know, when we're holding up fabric and stuff on the camera. It looks more dramatic often than in real life. But I just think it works. It really does. Okay, so that's how far I am. And I just love working on this, and I just think it's so pretty. So that is the Little Mermaid, or actually, I guess it's just called Mermaid on the pattern, but in my head, it's going to be Little Mermaid forever. And even though technically this should go away for the month of April, it's not, because I don't want to stop stitching on it. So, you know, my crafting, my rules kind of thing, and I'm keeping it out, and I will probably be working on it a lot. Okay, and then the second thing that I worked on this week was Zinnia, because I am really trying to get a finish on her, and I'm getting very close. This is a Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixie, and I am not stitching the sort of arch because I've put her on, excuse me, I've put her on a backgrounds fabric that's, I think, kind of cool. So it's this gate. I know I'm getting light bleed through here, but now I did, oh, why that looks wonky. It is correct. The little glass looks just a little, you know what, it's wonky in the picture too, so okay. Anyway, I changed like the color of the potion and everything and made it all sparkly, and the glass was supposed to be beads, and I decided actually I didn't want it to be. I just did it in a sparkly sparkly floss. So, I mean, I've gotten all the way up to her bodice, and so just it's her head and her hat that's left, really, and then some back stitching. And there is a space, I don't think you can see it, but there's a space in the glass that's supposed to be a bead, and I'm really debating on what I'm going to put in there. One thing I think would be really cool if I have a tiny one, but I don't know that I do. I have, I'm going to have to find it. Yeah. I have eyes for my amigurumi. If I have a teeny eye, I think that would be really cool in the drink, but I don't think I have anything that would be that small. But I'm gonna probably put, I don't know, bright red bead or something. And then she also has a little jewel and a little necklace. So I'm gonna probably put a slightly bigger bead there too. But anyway, so she is very close to a finish. So she's staying out because really this is probably one good like Saturday's worth of stitching, or Sundays. Like I could probably finish her today, but I think I'm going to be crocheting today because I worked on her a lot yesterday. So yeah. Okay. So that is that. Now I actually do have a little bit of haul to show you today. Both something that I purchased myself and then something that I got as Stitchy Kindness. Oh, speaking of, that just reminded me about my CrossStitch magazine, because a couple people did say like, hey, you better contact them because I've had mine for a month or whatever. So I did contact them. Basically said exactly what you guys were saying, that like, hey, you know, what's the point in me having a subscription if I have to contact you every time? They said that they were sending me a spring issue, first class mail. I should get it any day, you know, in 4 days. So I should get it sometime next week. And they said that the summer issue I should get by April 18th, which is my mom's birthday. So we'll see. If I get that one on time, great, then I am, you know, everything's fixed. If I don't get that one by like the end of April, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I need to just cancel my subscription and start it over again or something. I mean, I don't know. Because I haven't gotten anything since I moved, and I have notified everybody that I'm supposed to notify. I'm like, when I go onto the site and look at my subscription, it's correct. So, you know, my address is correct. So I don't know what the deal is, but they did say it was coming. Okay, I don't know why this is sitting here. AARP magazine with Rob Lowe, who is a very handsome man. I mean, I don't think anybody could deny that this man, who's 61, isn't like really handsome. He's just gotten better as he's gotten older. I'd say. I'm not into dating, but you know, if Rob Lowe stopped by, yeah, he does it for me. Let's just say. Okay. So, Stitchy Kindness. I was contacted by, oh, I hope I didn't lose the letter. I was contacted by a viewer, Dana. Is it Dana or Donna? I think Dana Beckett from Texas. And, she said, which happens to so many of us, that she was overly ambitious when she bought a bunch of patterns and she doesn't think she's going to use them. And, you know, they're a little bit too like full coverage for her. I mean, they're not really full coverage patterns, but they're a little bit too big for her. And do I want them? I can stitch them myself. I can use them as giveaways, whatever. So I said, of course, whatever you want to send me, I would be glad to get. And she sent me 6 cottage garden samplings patterns. And a couple of them I'm like, oh yes, please, I want that one. And a couple of them, like, I think that will be a giveaway at some point. But it was so kind of her to think of me. Thank you so much, Dana. I am just blown away every time something like that happens and somebody's like, here, let me give you a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So anyway, so she sent me Gathering Acorns, A Time for All Seasons series number 9. Cute, cute, cute. So this one, I think he's really adorable. So I'm like, this one, I'm not sure if I want to keep or give away because he is really cute. This Peacock and Pomegranates. And this one I think I would like to stitch. I do like stitching peacocks. I have 2 or 3 right now. So, and I tend to like if I have a bunch of like the same kind of theme like that, you know, kind of like to hang them all together. I say this like I have stuff on my walls, but I don't. But, you know, I have like my mermaids and I have my flowers and I have my bewitching pixie witches. You know, I kind of hang them in groupings. But so eventually, you know, having a bunch of peacocks and pomegranates would be nice. So this is 7 Swans a Swimming, which is part of the 12 Days of Christmas. Very cute. I do not stitch Christmas, so this will probably be a giveaway. Although, I mean, I could still stitch the swan, but oh, I never noticed that the bottom is swans too. Cool. But this one I probably will give away eventually. And then she sent me 3 of the Year in the Woods, number 8, number 1, and number 4. So number 1 is the fox. Really like him. Number 4 is the raccoon. I think this is my favorite of the little group. And number 8 is the barn owl. My roommate really likes owls, so I might keep that one for her too. Maybe work on for her. Although I know these are bigger than they seem from people who have stitched them. They're like only 100 by 130, but they're intense stitching. But yeah, but I do like these. Hey, miss. What you doing? What you doing? You want to show people your new collar? Look at the purple. Oh, well, they can't see it now. What are you doing? All right. I guess she's just up here because she can. And why do you always have to stand on the electronics? What is that? What is that for? It's true though, she's always like standing on my electronics. I go to try and edit my video, the tiny bit I do, and she's stepping all over my keyboard. Like, I don't keep my laptop out here, but when I pull it out, she has to step on it 3 times. Okay, so that was the Stitchy Kindness that I got from Dana. And again, thank you so much. It was just so kind of you to think of me. And very happy about that. And then the little bit of buying I did for myself was I went on to Dine for CrossStitch. Their fabric for March, the color was just, I couldn't pass it up. It was just so pretty. And so while I was on there, I always want to look at the oops, you know, that there's a damaged piece or whatever, and you know, So that's what this is, and I don't even know, I think because there's a couple little speckles on it, I think that's the damage, which I wouldn't have even noticed unless I was looking for something. But this is a piece of Fiery Sky Dark. This is a 28 count Monaco. How pretty is that? Now, I tend to want to get opal fabrics, but, you know, I'm not opposed to getting a non-opal, especially when it is on a really good sale like this one was. And so I think the reason it was considered like damaged is, I don't even know if you guys can see, there's like a couple like little speckles of the dye right there. But I don't even know if you can see them. But I think there's a couple areas where there's those little speckles. To me, it is not even anything to even consider as a damaged piece, but she wants to sell it to me for half price because of that. Put speckles on all of them as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, yeah, so that was really pretty. Fiery Sky in 28 count Monaco. Now my preferred is Lugana and Opal Lugana at that, and that is what I got for the March fabric of the month. So I got a 28 count Opal Lugana, and it is just this gorgeous purple, periwinkle purple, wisteria purple. Yeah, so pretty. So yeah, I couldn't pass that one up. I do like her fabrics a lot, and I don't need fabric at all. I have 2 full bins of fabric, and I have a 3rd bin of whites and creams that I could dye myself. So, you know, heaven knows I do not need fabric, but every so often, you know, it's nice to get that little gift for yourself of fabric. And it sparks a lot of creativity and a lot of possibilities, and like, what can I put on this? So yeah, that's you know, that is the case, that every so often I want to get a piece of fabric. I was gonna say something and I don't know what, but anyway, so I got that. Okay, so plans going forward, because we are now in April. As I said, I switched over I put away all of my fancy ladies that I didn't work on enough, and pulled out the friends and family theme. So the things that I have in there, I have my Star Trek pattern that I'm working on for my brother. I have my solar system, which is for my nephew, I think, eventually. I have Phoenix Queen, which didn't really get any stitching last month, but I have her this month because she was started in honor of Julie Stitching at the Cabin's mom, who was going through some breast cancer treatment. And so it is my Misha Berach piece, basically a piece for healing just in general. And I like to stitch on that if I am really thinking about a friend or a loved one who needs some healing, mental, physical, emotional, whatever. So I pulled her out. But the ones that I'm actually going to focus on more this month I'm going to be starting a bird for my friend Tracy. Another bird, I do a bird for Tracy. I have been doing a bird for Tracy every year. I'm using a magazine. Where is it? I'm trying not to knock things on the floor, which is not always an easy feat. And here it is. This is from the winter, just cross stitch. This is a chickadee. I just really liked this pattern, so I thought Tracy would like it, and so this is what I'm doing for her. And I'm going to be doing it on this piece of, I think it's just an even weave. I'm sure it's a 28 count. It's like a blue-gray. See, now that I opened that thing, it's, I don't know if my colors are showing right, but anyway. I thought it was kind of like a nice wintry sort of blue. And yeah. So there's that. So I'm going to be definitely starting that and trying to get as much done as I can. Although I never finish them like in the 1 month. I usually get them done and usually get them to her around her birthday, which is in September. Then I really want to get this finished. This is, it's actually called Current Mood, but everybody that I know is calling it April Showers. And it was in Ages CrossStitch as well. I don't know where that magazine is right now, so I can't really show you the colored picture, but this is the black and white. I'm sure you guys have seen it from a bunch of different floss tubers. Is this spring? I think this was spring last year, actually. Yeah, I think this was spring, just CrossStitch 2024. So I'm doing this with Sulky. And this is how far I am. And I did decide that I'm using this as sort of a an honorarium piece for my my baggie, my departed kitten. He wasn't a kitten. He was a nice old man. But I got these little earrings that I'm going to attach. I got these big black ones, and they're really big actually compared to the size of the pattern, but it doesn't matter because he was big in my heart. So that is going to represent baggie, one of those, and then I have these little rose gold kittens. To represent Delilah, so I'm going to put one of each of those on this next to the girl. So hopefully it'll look good. I don't know. I think it will look pretty cool. We'll see. We'll see if I can pull it off or not. But that one will be a focus. And then the other focus I have is One, Two, Three, Made It, which is actually 2 patterns by Calico Crossroads. This one and this one. And I'm making these for my friends Greg and Lisa. I'm going to stitch both of them and then put them in, you know, one of those like folding frames where it's the 2 pieces. So this is a hand dyed by Rolanda piece of 18 count Aida. And I started the first one. And I'm doing this with silks. Silk for the colors, and then I'm using Anchor Black because I got these spools of it at the retreat that I went to, and everybody says Anchor Black is so great, so I figured, okay, well, I'll try it. So that's how far I am with that. They have a little black cat, so I think that this will tickle them. And they were so kind to me. I mean, in general, they are. Greg is my other little brother kind of thing. So anyway, I want to do something as a thank you, I love you gift, and saw that and I thought that's going to be perfect. So I think that's about it. And then, you know, I did pull out this other pattern in here that, this was again from the winter. And I showed this to you guys before that I really want to do that. And, you know, I'm thinking I might kit it up. I might kit it up and start that. It's not very big. And, yeah, I think that might be fun to do. So I might kit that up and do that in April as well. Okay, so I guess that's about it as far as plans, and that is it. Again, my immediate plans today, I think I'm gonna crochet most of the day. I don't know, I might feel like stitching. If I kit up a new thing, I might want to start that because that's how I am. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it. Before I start rambling away, I opened the window, so now my lighting is off again and I can't see. But I hope you guys have a great week coming up. I hope it's busy in the right way for you, and I hope you get a lot of crafting time, a lot of relaxing time in. So until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.